If you get pressure in your throat or feel like you're being choked when performing the chin tuck, then this is the video for you, because I'm about to show you a simple modification for this exercise that makes it not only way more comfortable, but more effective too. Let's get into this. Before we get to the modification for this movement, it's important that we understand what's creating that choking sensation in the first place, because there's nothing inherently wrong with the chin tuck exercise. In fact, multiple studies have shown that it's effective for reducing forward head position and improving overall posture. And so if there's nothing wrong with the movement itself, then what's going on? Why do some people get that uncomfortable sensation when doing a chin tuck? Well, for most of those folks, it comes down to one of two things. Either they're just not holding their tongue in the right position, or they don't have enough space inside of their mouth to keep their tongue in the right position throughout the movement. Either way, the end result is that the tongue ends up falling backwards into the throat, which closes down the airway. And then when you activate those deep neck flexors, the squeezing of the muscles constricts the airway even further and you feel like you're choking. And so the solution to this problem is super simple. Number one, you need to know where your tongue should be when performing a chin tuck. Number two, you need to make sure that you've got enough room inside of your mouth to keep it there throughout the movement. Let's start with a basic understanding of oral posture and the position that your teeth and tongue need to be in to keep the airway as open as possible. So when performing a chin tuck, your lips should be sealed, your top and bottom teeth should be gently touching, and your tongue should be held up against the roof of your mouth. Now the key word there is held. You do not want to be actively pressing your tongue up into the roof of your mouth using muscular effort. Instead, the tongue should be passively and gently held up against the roof of the mouth through a combination of suction and negative pressure into a position that Dr. Sandra Kahn, author of the book Jaws, refers to as the up lock. Now, if you want to know what the up lock feels like, here's what you need to do. Close your lips, make sure that your top teeth and bottom teeth are lightly touching, and then you're going to initiate a swallow, trying not to change the position of your head and neck or the expression on your face. So, close the mouth, touch the teeth, and initiate the swallow, paying attention to the position of your tongue. What you're going to feel is that that tongue sucks up against the roof of your mouth about halfway through the swallow, and that is the up lock position. It's not muscular effort, it's negative pressure that's pulling the tongue and sticking it to the roof of your mouth to create that swallowing effect. And that's where your tongue needs to be the entire time you're performing the chin tuck. And I think that many of you who experience that choking sensation will find that when you suck your tongue up against the roof of your mouth and initiate a chin tuck in that position, the choking sensation will be completely alleviated. If you still feel that uncomfortable choking sensation when performing your chin tuck, even with your tongue held in the proper position at the roof of your mouth, well then you're going to need to create more physical space inside of your mouth to get your tongue out of the airway. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. We're going to be performing the chin tuck from my recommended position for beginners and anyone who has a significant forward head position, which is lying flat on your back. In that supine position, gravity can help you in dropping that chin downward. And also, if you've got a significant forward head position, I strongly recommend that you have 1 or 2 1-inch thick books on hand, because it can help get you into a position where it's much easier to activate the deep neck flexors. Once you've got those, just go flat down on your back. So knees are going to be bent to 90 degrees. Neck should be completely relaxed. Head should be resting comfortably. Now, a neutral position is one in which your forehead and your chin are in line with one another, and that line should run parallel to the floor. But for anyone who has a forward head position, what they'll usually find is that there's going to be an excessive arch in the upper cervical spine specifically, and the forehead will be lower than the chin and the head will be at an angle like this. You cannot perform a chin tuck from this position because the muscles that we're targeting are mechanically disadvantaged in this position. It's very hard for them to turn on, and that's where the books come in. So you're going to slide that 1-inch thick book underneath the upper portion of the back of your head, and then recalibrate head position, relax the neck, relax the head, And where you want to be is in a position where your forehead and your chin are in line with one another, and that line should run parallel to the floor. From here, much easier to turn on those deep neck flexors. And if need be, you can actually elevate slightly higher, adding a second book, and get the forehead above the chin, which will get you into a position where it's much easier to turn on those deep neck flexors and activate the chin. But that's only if you've got a really severe forward head position. For most people, this will be just fine. And then getting back to creating more space in the mouth. So first things first, close mouth, make sure teeth are touching, find that up lock position with your tongue. And then from here, shift the bottom jaw forward, out in front of the top jaw, keeping the mouth closed. Up lock, shift. From there, you'll go into your regular chin tuck. So dropping the chin downward, you're going to feel the back of your head slide upward against that book as the spine gets longer as a result of dropping the chin. So we're pulling some of that excessive curve out of the upper cervical spine and elongation occurs. So again, mouth closed, teeth touching, up lock, shift forward. And that's it. That slight forward shift of the bottom jaw creates all the space you should need to get your tongue out of the airway. Now with a typical chin tuck, you would hold the contraction for 10, 15, or maybe 20 seconds. But what's really nice about this variant is that you can breathe so comfortably that it opens the door for holding the sets for even longer periods of time. So you could go up to 30 or even 45 seconds this way and really focus on building stamina in those deep neck flexors. Simple modifications like this one can make all the difference in the world, and ultimately these things end up determining a person's success with any rehab or posture correction program because they have the ability to make exercise more comfortable. And when exercise is more comfortable, it's more enjoyable, and you're much more likely to actually do it, which dramatically improves your chances of achieving the desired effect. So if there's an exercise that you really struggle with that you'd like to see a modification for, let me know about it in the comments section down below so that I can help you out. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a thumbs up before you head out of here, and I'll see you next week.